Lecture number 3 of marketing chapter. In today's video, we will talk about marketing philosophies. There are 5 different concepts under marketing philosophies: production concept, product concept, selling concept, marketing concept, and societal concept. There are 5 different ways of thinking on how to approach commerce, and you will also feel that in a way, if you see them one by one, you will feel that the marketing has evolved, how marketing has evolved over the last 200 years. Now let us talk about production concept first. This concept was very much in usage during the industrial revolution age, mid 1800s and late 1800s, and there were a lot of new discoveries like electricity bulb, telephone, telegram. Lot of new inventions were happening once every 5 years, once every 10 years. Whatever that you see, radio, TV, whatever you see, the modern day inventions were happened in between 1800, in the 1800s and 1900, early 1900s. Now, when such inventions happened, there was a huge demand immediately. Let's say Edison invented electricity bulb just now. Whole world was dark before that. And now that electric bulb has been invented, suddenly everybody has a utility for it and everybody is in need of electric bulb. Now there are only limited number of companies that manufactured electric bulbs. So that is the thing that they are saying here. Extremely high demand for the product, extremely limited supply. Therefore, the companies focused on quantity. They needed like 10,000 bulbs every day to supply across United States. Then they needed like 1 lakh bulbs every day to supply across the world. So there is no such thing as the product will not sell. Product is definitely going to sell because there is extreme demand. Only constraint is with respect to supply. So companies focused purely on production. Marketing revolved around production. Whoever has biggest manufacturing ability won that competition. So that is the first thing. You can also see why Frederick Taylor was so obsessed with productivity. Why he was doing time study, emotion study. Why was he appointing 8 people to manage inside a factory floor? Why was he so obsessed with productivity? It's purely because they wanted to increase production. Whoever was able to produce more in a limited amount of time won that race. That's the connecting point that I wanted to highlight here. Next, let us talk about product concept. Once quantity was the focus and companies figured out how to maximize their productivity, slowly what happened? The supply started to rise, the supply curve started to rise, and because supply was now in large number than it was previously, supply is no more a constraint. Companies were able to produce and manufacture as many units or products as much as there is demand. Supply exceeded demand eventually. They started overproducing now. Now there is like 500,000 cars, but there are only 400,000 people. Imagine a situation like that. Or let's say I have 1 million electric bulbs, but those bulbs were not of good quality. Now quality started to matter more because I was so obsessed about increasing the quantity, because I was so obsessed about the output, I started compromising on the quality. Low price and mere availability was not enough. Previously in production concept also, they were talking about high output as well as low price. In product concept, low price and mere availability was not sufficient. Customers expected superior quality, performance, and features. So they started demanding more. Give me a better electric bulb. Give me a different color bulb. Give me a bulb that doesn't get heated that fast. Give me a bulb that does not consume much electricity. So when customers started to have the initial product, their needs also developed, their wants also developed, their demands also developed. So they were not just happy about the room being lit. Their requirements have grown up, therefore they started demanding new things. Therefore priority shifted from focus, shifted from quantity to quality. Emphasis shifted from quantity to quality. Example, more bulbs to bulbs that last. People started to say that no, this bulb just ran for 80 hours. This bulb just ran for 100 hours before it got fused. Give me a better bulb that works for hundreds or thousands of hours. Right? So that was product concept. Production concept, quantity focus. Product concept, quality focus. Now let us go to selling concept. Competition caught up, more players. Even quality was not sufficient. First, there was a quantity problem. So people increased the production. So quantity problem got solved. Then it gave rise to quality problem. Then the technology also caught up. People started to make better quality products. Now you see in the market, bulbs are good, bulbs are lightweight, they consume less electricity. So quality wise, bulbs have ticked all the parameters. They radiated lesser heat. Every quality parameter, bulbs have ticked now. Not just by one company, almost by all companies, which means the technology behind bulb manufacturing has been democratized, which means everybody who has a little bit amount of money can manufacture good quality bulbs. So quality is no more a problem. If there are 10 people who can produce the same quality product, then how can you make sales? How can you win that competition? Let's say I'm the only trader in my area and I'm giving a good quality output. Therefore, I have good competition. What happens if I have 20 other shopkeepers, 20 other traders in my same area? There is no differentiation between the price that we sell. There is no differentiation between the quality of the product that we sell. Then how can we win that race? Because there is too much competition, right? So in that situation, people started using aggressive selling practices. Aggressive selling ended up as a result sales by any means. People decided, I just have to sell it. So that resulted in people going door to door, knocking door to door sales, making cold calls. We get tired, right? People pushing us to buy credit cards, buy loans. Cold calls, absolutely cold calls. These are the things. And then they do celebrity endorsements. So somehow they wanted to make their selling easy by making themselves standard out. People started shouting louder and louder. So how do you shout louder? You hire a big celebrity, you hire a big Bollywood celebrity, you hire a big cricket player. You spend 4 or 5 crores on IPL advertisement. So that is aggressive selling for you. And then you give extreme discount. You see cashback offers, you see 70% off, 80% off, Republic Day sale, Independence Day sale, all those discounts. And then buyers manipulation has become a basic assumption here. They believed that I just have to sell the product, so it doesn't matter if I don't consider the interests of the buyer. It's okay to cheat the consumer. Sometimes I will say this product works really well, but in reality the product would not be that pretty well working. Let's say I will tell a shampoo is filled with the goodness of badam, goodness of cashew, goodness of curd, but in reality I will be adding like not even 1% of whatever this the primary ingredient, the primary variant that I'm putting on the cover of the shampoo and selling it. I won't even be adding more than 1%. So these are the manipulative practices that production companies started to use to make the selling aggressive. So this is selling concept. The last line, long run customer satisfaction wins, but the sellers did not really bother about customer satisfaction. Now let us go to fourth concept, marketing concept. Eventually what happened, people got tired of the aggressive selling done by the sellers. Therefore, there was a point where sellers could not sell anymore despite getting too aggressive on their sales. Thus, some people realized that this is not a sustainable practice. Whatever it is, customer satisfaction only wins at the end, and they started developing some genuine, serious marketing practices, which is what we saw in the first lecture. It's like identification of target market, create an offering, make good products, create exchange, deliver value, keep expanding your market, increase customer value, all such things that we discussed over the last 2 classes. Now, keeping customers at the front, which means I keep customers' satisfaction at the priority. based on customers' expectation, whatever you saw in Kotler's marketing definition. So whatever we saw in the last couple of classes, satisfying the needs of the target market became the ultimate mantra of this concept, and still you have to achieve profit. So put it in one line: generate customer value at a profit. So that is marketing concept. And lastly, we have societal concept. It is still a little more eco-friendly. So even if you have marketing concept as a good philosophy, even if you believe that marketing concept still puts customer in the front and it is still like benefit for the customer, eventually you will feel that just because a seller puts customers as priority, it doesn't mean that it is going to benefit the customer in the long term. Let me explain why. A fast food company can tell you that I treat you like a king. When you come to our restaurant, when you come to our food chain, I'll treat you extremely well. But I will be giving you French fries filled with oil. I'll be giving you milkshake filled with sugar. You just come every day and eat at my restaurant. Now, what happens? You start to receive the respect that way every day. You end up eating potato fries and milkshakes every day. You are going to get obese. You are going to eventually have a very, very bad health across 5 to 7 years. Marketing wise, they have ticked the box. They put you as the priority. They made sure that you always had a good experience. But in the long run, is it ultimately good for the consumer as a person, as an individual? No. That is where societal concept comes in. Yes, do the marketing, but ultimately make sure it doesn't ruin the society, it doesn't hurt the society over a period of 10 years, 20 years. There are places in Mexico where people equate Coca-Cola like God or something. They drink Coca-Cola every day. It's like a religious custom for them. More than 80-90% of people are obese in that town. There are so many documentaries on YouTube you can check if you want. That is where you can see societal marketing gone wrong. Societal concept has not been considered. Now, I will read these notes. Serve customers' needs but not at the cost of hurting the society. Achieve customer satisfaction through long-term social welfare. Attention to social, ethical, ecological aspects. And you can also see a lot of unfair trade practices, unethical trade practices that companies do. They make you buy eventually. They kind of put an indirect pressure to make you buy their products. So that is again unethical, that is an unfair trade practice. Companies should not do that. Ecological, I just said, again going back to Coca-Cola. To make Coke, what you do, you take water from underground. And if you end up taking out all the groundwater and manufacture Coca-Cola, what will the people do for normal drinking water? Again, if you see in that Mexico town documentary, you will see those people are struggling for daily water consumption. So that's what I wanted to highlight here. My example I've given is Tata Nagar in Jamshedpur. Again, if you live in and around Jamshedpur, I had been to Jamshedpur in 2010. I happened to stay near Tata Nagar for a period of 2 weeks for an audit work. There I went. You can clearly see the difference between the roads of the Tata Nagar and the roads outside Tata Nagar in normal Jamshedpur area. Day and night of difference. Water wise, the cleanliness wise, road maintenance and everything. Tata Nagar was like, it was living in a completely different world. So it was actually administered by Tata Group. It is like a place of living for the people who work in that home company Tata. So if you run a factory that manufactures in heavy minerals and everything, you are in a way you are taking from the environment. So you cannot hurt the society if you are going to pull out all the coal and iron mine from underground. In a way you are ruining the earth. But at least what you can do in return, you can give the people who work for your company a place to stay, a school to study, some hospitals there. You can at least build a good township. That's what Tata Nagar is all about. At least that's what I understand by living there for 2 years. Again, this story I'm talking about was 15 years ago. I really don't know how Tata Nagar is today. If you are watching this video, please comment if you are from that area. Has it improved? or has it gone bad, or is it not the way it is used to be? Anyway, so this is societal concept. So we have discussed all the 5 marketing philosophies. End of lecture 3. I will see you tomorrow, lecture 4. Thank you. Bye bye.